Hello, cookbook friends, and welcome. Today on this live stream, I'm going to talk about some cookbooks that I have found at the library and some oldies that I haven't gone through in a while. First and foremost, though, in the very front of our carousel, so join us on Amazon Live. You can find all of this on the ticker down here. But by the way, I'm supposed to say this. Everything we do, we are affiliate bloggers. So if you do end up clicking or even buying something, we do get a small commission off of it. So we really appreciate it. Thank you so much for supporting us and continuing to support us. The first thing in the carousel, and I also have to say hello and welcome to Cookbook Divas. So the first thing in the carousel on Amazon Live, as always, is actually kind of our tech stuff. So the first thing that I personally use, I don't think Carrie has one, is an Elgato face cam. I think she has something a little different than I do. So this is a really awesome camera. I've had it for a while, and it's right now $129.99. So it's not quite on sale. And then, of course, I have my ring lights here. That's why I'm bright. Like super bright. I have two of them, by the way. If you are interested in any ring lights, they do have phone attachments too. So if that's something of interest for you, check that out in the front of the carousel. And lastly, before we get into the cookbooks, I have my not my Elgato face cam, my mic. It's really awesome. It's Blue Yeti, and it's barely on sale right now. So it's 15% off. It's $109.99. Just so you're aware. But we are going to move on. I didn't even press play on the Amazon Live, so I apologize ahead of time. We're not going to go over all the tech stuff again, but welcome those of you that are joining us over on Amazon. Make sure to leave a comment. Let us know where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you and what kind of cookbooks you've been kind of exploring. Maybe springtime, you've been deciding to take up some more like salady cookbooks or some Easter cookbooks. I know that's coming up. All right, so the first book I want to share with you today, this one's a little different. It is the Kitchen Witch cookbook. It's really cute. So this is right now $23.18. It's brand new and it's very, very cute. It's all illustrated. So if you're not a witchy person, I totally understand, but I wanted to share this with you in the very front in case you were somebody who feels like a little bit of a kitchen witch. So here is our table of contents. It's got a lot of recipes, of course, but it divides it up into like Wiccan holidays as well. So if that's something that's interesting to you, check it out. It's got spells and all kinds of cute stuff. So first, it does talk about magical tools and whatnot, but we are not magical people necessarily here. It breaks down each ingredient, each herb, each, like fruit, etc. And it's got these stunning illustrations kind of throughout. But let's move on to the recipes themselves. And they don't have actual pictures of the recipes, just so you know. So the first one is a oregano, baby tomato, and cheddar clafouti. I think I said that correctly. So it breaks it down in a spell way, like if you are witchy and you like spells. So it talks about that. It talks about how it tastes, what the flavors are like, what you can pair it with, that sort of thing. And maybe even some substitutes as well. Here we have our ingredients. They're all in metric, actually. And there are a few things that are in US measurements, but mostly metric. Then our instructions, Celsius and Fahrenheit for our temperatures, and of course, witchy wisdom. So this is for witchy people out there. Let's move on to a few other recipes. Spiced coffee loaf. This one's cute. We also have here a walnut crumble tea cake. That'd be really fun, actually, I think. And then we have some celebratory bakes. So again, for people who are practicing witches, there's some bakes in here for like different holidays like Yule or Samhain, that sort of thing, which is fun and cool. So here is that example, baking seasonal magic. And that encourages us to also just use seasonal ingredients. I'm trying to find a picture or an illustration. So like this one, rose and passion fruit drops. Cute. And I'll do one more here. We have a peach berry and mint pavlova. So this is not a very, there's not a lot of illustrations, obviously, in this one. But one thing that's really cool, too, is you can make your own recipes. There's room in here. you can get inspired and make your own thing if you feel like a kitchen witch. So I just wanted to share this one with you. It's really, really fun and really cute. And I'm excited to bake out of it. There's a lot of interesting bakes I haven't seen before in this particular cookbook. So this is the Kitchen Witch. Oh, hello, Rome. Thank you for tuning in today over on Amazon Live. I'm glad you like Wiccan baking. That's awesome. I did not know that about you. That's cool to know. All right, so the first book that is more cookbook-esque is this one. It is Cooking for Two. I need to find it. Where are you? There you are. So it's a lot of the times it is just the two of us in my household. And sometimes it can be a lot when you're baking or cooking out of a cookbook and it's like it serves 6 or 8 people and it's like I don't want to eat that many leftovers. So I really enjoy these kinds of cookbooks where it simplifies, breaks things down, and you're not wasting ingredients either. So if it's like we've got cabbage, it'll help us use cabbage in our refrigerator. Anyway, so here's what this cookbook looks like. I'll show you the table of contents. Here, it breaks everything down and it has subcategories too with page numbers, which is really nice. Let me show you the recipes themselves. There's not a ton of photos in here. There are some, but it is not a photo for every single recipe sort of cookbook, just so you're aware if you are a photo-esque person. So here's one. Cinnamon topped blueberry muffins. These are all in US measurements and US temperatures or Fahrenheit temperatures. We have a very cool introduction in the very beginning, like how this recipe came to be, a good breakdown, good instructions, pretty straightforward for a cookbook itself. And again, this is for cooking for two. So if it's like you and a roommate, or if it's you and your kid, or you and your spouse, or just you and a friend. I mean, there's so many ways you can use this cookbook. Here we have an Italian wedding soup. My phone keeps turning off. No, I need to set it to a different thing. This is 10% off, by the way, so $17.99. It's a really good price. Strawberry spinach salad. This is a great summer spring salad. Oh, I'm so excited for summertime. It's actually starting to look like summer in my house, finally. Fondue on a bun. So in case you don't want to make like a giant thing of fondue, you can actually simplify it, which is kind of fun. We also have here, let me move on to finding actual photos here, the tiniest photo of beef lasagna. But there's a lot more involved with the lasagna, so I understand. That's fine. Here we have stuffed peppers. You might be able to see too on the right below the title of the recipe, there's like different indications whether or not it's moderate, if it's an easy bake, or if it's complex. So if you're looking for like an easy weekday meal, you can actually check and see if it's an easy thing to make. Or if you're just like, I don't want to spend that much time in the kitchen. Or if you're really ambitious and you're like, okay, I actually want to make something really, really elaborate, you can do that. All right, so we have a chicken and rustic cream sauce. Everything looks pretty tasty. We have a bacon and tomato mac and cheese. I've never seen that before. I mean, it looks good. Anything deep fried, it's really good. I need to eat lunch. Of course, I'm doing this right before lunch. We have a prosciutto wrapped scallop with lemon caper sauce. Classic flavors. I'll do a few more of these. We have berries in a cloud. That's an interesting one. And again, for those of you that are just joining me today, this is Cooking for Two, and you can find us live streaming about it on Amazon, which has clickable links, which are affiliate links, but it's easier that way if you are interested in any of these cookbooks. All right, this is a fresh strawberry pie. You can see it's pretty small, which is good if you're doing Cooking for Two. In fact, I kind of like this for baking purposes, because sometimes just me, myself, I'm like, I'm really craving a cookie, but I don't want to bake 24 cookies. So I like simplifying these recipes. So it's Cooking for Two, and I can have like 1 or 2 cookies and I'll be fine. Or cupcakes, perfect example here. And then I'll do 2 more. I think we have festive feasts, which I love in this cookbook because not all of us are celebrating with a million family members. Some of us are just hanging out with our spouse, which is sometimes ideal. Like in my case, sometimes I really enjoy that for holidays. Less stress for sure. So we have options for holiday celebrations. Easter's coming up, so if it's just you and a friend or something and you're off at college, this would be a cool book to have. So one more here, recipe. I think there's some cocktail recipes in here too. Here's some Easter. Let me show you at least one Easter dish if I can. If there's a photo. No, of course not. Pastel tres leches. Anyway, here we have baked stuffed shrimp. There we go. Anyway, this is cooking for two. There's 150 plus recipes in here for just two families of two and maybe some leftovers. It's not just, serving size of two. All right. Next book, Gordon Ramsay. I love Gordon Ramsay, and this was published in 2020. So I think that was why I missed it. This is quick and delicious. 100 recipes to cook in 30 minutes or less. I'm excited. This is 42% off, $18.49. I'm like, it's really good. So there is, I believe, a photo for every single recipe. So let me try to give you a quick flip through here. As you can see, lots and lots of photos. And there's big, bold titles. You can bookmark things pretty easily in this cookbook if you wanted to. If you're like, hey, I want to have spinach, squash, and lentil soup with something else, you can actually see everything. It's really nice. All right, so here's the table of contents. It's laid out just like almost every other cookbook. We have our mains, soup, salads, apps, fish, shellfish, and then dessert is towards the back. Pretty straightforward. So we have in the very beginning shortcuts to flavor. So if you are trying to save some time, read through this, and this is really nice. Like there's a lot of kitchen staples in here, like miso paste that I have to always have in my cabinets. So here's an example of a dish. We have soba noodle, zucchini, and shrimp salad with tamari dressing. So for those of you that just joined me today, we are looking at Gordon Ramsay's Quick and Delicious Cookbook. It's really, really nice. 30 minutes or less cooking time, allegedly. We'll see about that, Gordon. All right, so we have serving size. Here's a quick little blurb about this particular recipe. Here's a breakdown of all of the directions and our ingredients. They are in, I think, it's in US, actually. I thought it was going to be in metric. I think my brain was trying to trick me a little bit. Okay, so here we have a kale Caesar salad with garlic croutons. Another beautiful photo here. And it's just a really easy cookbook to read. Plus, I enjoy that he gives a little blurb about what other things to serve with it or the flavor profiles. This is a fish finger sandwich. This looks awesome. I'm excited. It sounds really tasty. Mules marinara with wild leek toasts. Well, that looks amazing. I've never had this before, but I like being able to have, it looks fancy too. You can serve this to your friends and family and be like, I'm so fancy, but it only took 30 minutes and less. Baked halibut with borlotti beans and tomatoes. Very, very pretty photo. We have a Malaysian fish and okra curry. So there's a ton of different flavor profiles in this cookbook, which is awesome. Baked halibut with fennel, carrot, and lemon. Delicious. What kind of cookbooks have you guys been looking through lately? I've been so excited to look through. Well, this one is one of the ones I'm excited to look through, but there's another one, the Half-Baked Harvest. There's a cookbook that we'll go through a little later. I can't wait to cook out of it. Okay, so we have an Asian duck salad. Delicious. There are time-saving tips kind of throughout this book, depending on the recipe, which is really nice. So make-aheads, things you can prep, or ways to store. So yay for Gordon Ramsay for thinking things through. Of course, we have Moroccan chicken and couscous. Stunning photo. Moving on, let's look at some meat dishes, just a few. Oh, we were looking. Chicken ramen. That looks really yummy. I'm so hungry. And we have a pancetta wrapped chicken with glazed carrots and mustard sauce. I think he even has included a meatless chapter, which I'm shocked about. Pork schnitzel with celeriac remoulade. Juniper venison steaks with quick braised red cabbage. That's beautiful. That would have been awesome for like Valentine's Day. 30 minutes or less. Mexican beef and jalapeno quesadillas. Delicious. Let's go to some of the meatless ones. We have like lentil burgers. That's a really good option. Chef's tip. So it says to seed a bell pepper, chop the stalk off, then stand it on the end and slice from bottom to top, avoiding the seeds. Honestly, I wish there was step-by-step photos of this because I struggle with cooking or cutting peppers. We have barbecued mushrooms with fennel slaw and onion rings. There's actually quite a lengthy vegetarian section in here, which is really nice. Roasted cauliflower with Israeli couscous, harissa oil, and lime creme fraiche. Super pretty. And then let's move back a little more. We have our grain chapter, crab and zucchini spaghetti. So tempting. For fall with brown butter, peas, and sage. I think that's a classic dish, actually. I'm going to try to make this probably next week. So a porcini tagliatelle with pine nuts. So for those of you that might have some dietary restrictions, there are no indications of things being vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, soy-free, that sort of thing. So you do have to read through the whole cookbook. But for the most part, everything is pretty straightforward and intuitive. So it should be pretty easy to kind of dissect if you need to do that. Let's look at some desserts and we'll move on to our next cookbook. So, okay, I apologize. I don't think I've heard of this. A pain Purdue with summer fruit compote. I mean, it looks really good. I don't know what it is, but it looks tasty. I need to look this up. It says a posh eggy bread. I'm excited. We have a banana split with salted caramel chocolate sauce. And then one more dessert out of the Gordon Ramsay book, fig tart with vanilla and honey mascarpone. Beautiful. So this is Gordon Ramsay Quick and Delicious Cookbook. I highly recommend it. 30 minutes or less. I don't know about that, but I'll test it out. This is 100 recipes, which is fantastic. Okay. The next one is the one that I'm really probably the most excited to cook out of. It's the Half-Baked Harvest Cookbook, and there's a ton of these. This is by Tegan Gerard, and it is the Recipes from My Barn in the Mountains version. And I think this one came out 2021. Oh, man, I can't remember. Let me see if I can find it. Of course, I can't. I don't want to bore you. Anyway, here we have our table of contents. Again, a really straightforward cookbook. We have breakfast, pastas and grains, pork, poultry, meatless meals, beef and lamb, seafood, apps, desserts, etc. How to cook with this book? First of all, let's just say this cookbook has some of the best food photography I think I've seen. Of course it has. Like Half-Baked Harvest is always great. I've never wanted toast so bad. I want toast that looks like that. So let's start with breakfast. These are Earl Grey blueberry muffins with cinnamon streusel. So it is, let's see, all US measurements, no metric. We get a cute story. So I do like that. The little blurb is about our cookbook author, why this dish came to being. So that's really fun. And some additions that maybe she left out of the OG recipe that might make it better, maybe something you might prefer too. And then here we have our directions, and sometimes there are extra tips depending on the recipe in here. So here we have overnight oats 2 ways, so variations. That's really cool. This looks very good. Everything in this cookbook just looks like, I don't know how to explain it. Like it looks healthy, but it looks like extra. Like there's a lot of good extra stuff, not silly extra stuff, like extra ingredients. So it feels more elevated. I'm not sure how else to describe it. Here we have a Croque Madame breakfast pizza. This makes an 8 to 12 inch pizza. Yum. I've never made a breakfast pizza, but I've always wanted to. Crunchy oats and honey bar, something really simple and easy to follow. Let's move on to some other, apple ricotta pancakes with bacon butter. Oh man, I'm so hungry. So one thing that they've done is separate the two. So here's how you make the actual pancake, but over here they've separated the bacon butter, which I appreciate. I get really in the weeds sometimes with cookbooks, so I like that there's a very obvious separation with the things that have multiple steps. Beautiful charcuterie board. Here we have a provolone and salami phyllo roll recipe. Here is some extra tips on how to use phyllo dough. So I need to check to see what the actual price is. This is a great price, 46% off, $16.29. That's really good. And there's a lot of recipes in here and you'll get hooked. Harvest has a ton of recipes on their website, by the way, so definitely check that out. Okay, so this is a grilled corn and basil salad. Extra notes and tips over here. Sorry for the mic hit. Here is an awesome salsa bar, different kinds. Oh, man. I know this isn't a picture of the actual recipe, but a caprese quinoa bake. I do love the different colored tomatoes. They're beautiful. No guilt, broccoli fettuccine Alfredo. I don't ever feel guilty eating fettuccine. I'm not going to lie. Like I know what I'm getting into. I might as well just embrace it. All right. So here is a farmhouse cheddar and angel hair frittata. Interesting. I like this idea using angel hair because it gives a different texture, but it's similar to I don't know, it's easier to cook all of these noodles and make kind of like a frittata with it. I like that. We have a summer carbonara pasta. Awesome. This looks really, really yummy. I bet you could even eat it cold because it looks like a great pasta salad. Pumpkin and oregano butter gnocchi. Oh, if you haven't had lunch yet, I am so sorry. I am suffering with you, I promise, because this is evil, but so good. Wild rice and Havarti stuffed acorn squash. Look at that. That's so pretty. A lot of these would be really awesome dishes, to serve for your family or just large groups of people. The serving sizes tend to be pretty big, which is great, especially if you want some leftovers the next day for lunch for, work or something. This is a cheesy oregano chicken and broccoli pesto panini. Yum. All right, moving forward a little bit to our meat chapters. We have hula pork sliders. So there are a ton of different flavor profiles in this book. By the way, for those of you that just joined, it's Half-Baked Harvest cookbook, but this one is the recipes from my barn to the mountains. There's a ton of different half-baked cookbooks out there. All right, so we have Cuban mojo pulled pork tacos. So good with the awesome egg. Look at that. That looks amazing. So pretty. Okay, so we have, I know this isn't the actual baked salmon, but look at how pretty the salmon is. Root vegetable and sage pesto baked salmon. We have a drunken late summer corn and clam chowder. I know a lot of people would prefer their clam chowder to just have, more stuff in it and not this pureed weird thing. So I kind of appreciate that. Jerk mahi and pineapple salad with ginger chili vinaigrette. Oh, man, that looks phenomenal. All right. And the homemade jerk seasoning, very separate page. You could probably put that on really anything. Barbecue. Oh, man. We have a pan-fried sesame crusted tilapia, a pretty extensive fish chapter. So we're moving on. Oh, here's some more fish. This is a salmon. That looks amazing. Let's go to beef and lamb, though, real fast. And then we'll do the meatless dishes. This is a bibimbap with beef. It looks so good. And I know I'm making this next week. I can't not do that. A steak fajita and sweet potato fry salad. This is a barbecue short rib recipe with the marinade barbecue sauce separate. You can put that on anything, use it as a dip. Soy marinated flank steak with sesame herb roasted potatoes. That looks amazing. Okay, so some of the meatless dishes, though, we have a harissa veggie burger. I like veggie burgers, but sometimes I've gone to people's houses where it's so plain. So I enjoy we get like an actual flavorful veggie burger. This is a chipotle roasted sweet potato and quinoa taco. Same kind of deal with tacos. Sometimes it can just be really bland. This looks phenomenal. 15-minute thin crust zucchini and roasted corn pizza. There are desserts as well. There's a ton of meatless recipes. I just skipped like 10 pages at least. So this is the dessert section because we got to get into that. Peanut butter dipped cookies and cream cake. That's evil, but like in the world's best way. Oh, so good. We also have a molten chocolate cake with whipped vanilla mascarpone. And lastly, there is Mom's one bowl oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. Something simple and sweet and really cute. This is a ton of great stuff in here. I would say if you're looking for a starter cookbook, or if you're just looking for an all-encompassing kind of cookbook, check out Half Baked Harvest and their website too. If you're just not sure if you want to invest in a cookbook, I totally understand. There's not a lot of space for people. You can check out their website, try a few of their recipes there, and then invest in this. This is really good. So Half Baked Harvest, this is the Barn in the Mountains cookbook. There's a ton of other ones though. Okay, so the next one I want to share with you today, because I'm a nerd and I love Tolkien, it is, where are you? Oh, it's right here. Recipes from the World of Tolkien. I am so excited because it's got a lot of beautiful illustrations. We're going to go through this one pretty fast because there's not food photography. And I know you guys are probably like, I want to see the photos of the food. There are beautiful illustrations of the world of Middle Earth. It's amazing. Different character concepts and stuff like that. This is more about the actual novels and the Tolkien world. So it draws from the book and inspires that, it inspires everybody, but it draws from the book with the different recipes, or there's actual recipes from the books. So here we have Traveler Overnight Oats. You can see stunning illustration. Imagine going on an adventure together with your friends or family. Anyway, we have the Baron's Potato Bread. So this particular book is all in US measurements. We have a little blurb of where this recipe is from. So this is from, I always say this wrong, I had it in my head. The Similarian, I know I said that wrong. Anyway, the really hefty book, it's not even that hefty, just very detailed and a little dry. So that is from that Tolkien novel. Here we have Beorn's Honey Cakes. So this is featured in The Hobbit, and you can see the illustration here of the dwarves. Oh my God, it's adorable. Okay, Farmer Maggot's Wild Mushrooms on Toast. So super cute. Everything is divided up into you've got your breakfast, your tea time, 11 C's, second breakfast, supper. So I love that. So it's all in Hobbit time. This is 11 C's. And one thing too, if you are a Lord of the Rings nerd and you've got a whole collection of books, they do talk about each region or each people, their particular eating habits, which is really fun. So you've got like the elves have certain ways of eating or certain ingredients than the dwarves. So this is a very geeky cookbook. Sweet pickled cucumbers. Here we have, let's see if I can find one with illustrations. We have a foraged salad. Beautiful, stunning watercolor painting. Honey spiced carrot and parsnip star. Beautiful description here about the stars and the elves. So pretty. Look at that illustration. It's so cool. I love it. Okay, and I'll do a few more here. We have, oh no, I can't say this. Grilled scallops with pesto. It sounds great, and the illustration is beautiful. I can never say some of these. It's an elven city. I apologize. Non-traditional diets in Middle Earth. So again, like what I was saying, it does kind of break down some of those things in Middle Earth in between the chapters or the recipes. We have a warm mushroom crostini, a Bilbo's seed cake. Let's do two more and then I'll be finished with this one. But I wanted to share this for fellow Lord of the Rings Tolkien nerds. We have apple and blackberry cake. Look at that. So cute. It looks like a scone. And then fish and chips. Here you go. So if you're interested, this is Recipes from the World of Tolkien. This is by Robert Anderson, who's done, I think, a Pride and Prejudice cookbook and a couple other geeky cookbooks. I think there's one that's specifically elvish food or fairy food or something. Anyway, it's cool. recipes from the world of Tolkien. Had to go through this one really fast. For those of you that aren't super geeky like I am, we have a very highly anticipated cookbook. It is Come Hungry. This is by Melissa Ben Ashay. So this is a lot of salads, but there's more than just salads. There's even desserts in here. So this is baked by Melissa. You can go find them on the interwebs. So let's look at the table of contents. So here is how it's all broken down. We have toast, salads, grain salads, quick dinners and sides, dressings, breads, desserts, kitchen basics. So this is a lot of vegetable forward dishes for sure. I'm excited about this cookbook, and it breaks everything down on how to use this cookbook, ingredients you might use. Here is a whole list of different things you will find in each chapter in the small plates. So like a tomato salad, eggplant dip, marinated eggplant, lots of cool stuff in here. And I think everything is actually featured on this cover, which is kind of cool. I wish they just labeled everything so you're like, hey, that looks good. Anyway, braised beets. I know not everybody loves beets, but I love them. They're good. So here we have US measurements. Here's our description of the recipe itself, or how she likes to prepare it too. She says her secret is to eat it on top of a big dollop of cottage cheese for a light but satisfying meal. That would be a great idea for summertime. And of course, our directions, really, really simple. All right, grated carrot salad. Some of these things, like, I just don't really, when I'm thinking about preparing a meal, I don't know. For some reason, I have a hard time with sides. And I like this because I usually have things like carrots on hand. I never thought about, I'll just do a grated carrot salad. So I appreciate all of the ideas that she's presented to us. Raw fennel salad. I mean, hopefully it's good and not just fennels. This is cool. A trio of dips. So we have like a roasted garlic dip, a beet dip, and an herby dip. That would be really cool. And in fact, this looks so Eastery. This would be a really cute thing to have for Easter, different flavors, and just, it looks cute. Okay, here's our toast section. Everybody and their awesome fancy toasts. I can't really complain because I really am digging it. We have here a burrata and marinated tomato toast. This looks really good. Another really good brunch option. You can have different flavors as well. Avocado and tomato toast. Beautiful. Elevated toast. Cucumber and cottage cheese toast. I've been noticing a lot of people have been really digging the cottage cheese in the toast. Mediterranean toast. Good idea. Green goddess toast. So far, everything looks pretty vegetarian friendly, which is very cool. Here are our salads, not the grain. There's a whole separate section for grain salads. This one's just straight up, maybe just vegetable salads then, vegetable/fruit. Here we have a crunchy ramen slaw with grilled ribeye. I'm eating my words already. So we already have ramen in here, but we have grilled ribeye. So there are some meat dishes in here too. This looks really satisfying. I'd eat a ton of that. And what they've done too, which is nice, is they've separated the sections. So we have an entire section for the dressing itself. Here's how you make the ribeye. And then there's another section on which vegetables she uses / grains. So you know what she uses. You can substitute everything out. It's easy to divide everything up like that. So in case you do have dietary restrictions, you can at least see everything and be like, nah, I don't want that in my food or whatever. Anyway, we have Italian chopped salad. Looks beautiful. Ooh, she even has a vegan Caesar dressing here. Garlicky panko. You can get some gluten-free panko if you have a gluten problem. Joe's honey chicken salad. That looks delicious. And it looks like there's noodles in here. So I'm confused where there's like salads and grain salads. Okay, so crispy taco tofu. Okay, that looks amazing. That looks really good. Okay, let me skip forward to the Where is the grain? Oh, this is an interesting dish. This is savory granola. So instead of having bread or, something like, I guess bread is the best, or panko, the granola is a really cool idea. I don't know why I've never thought about using it. So if you like crunchy little bits on the salad, that's a really cool addition, or even on vegetables. Here you have crunchy za'atar chickpeas as an option. You can do grilled soy tofu. So they've separated things out so that you can enjoy them or add them to your salads if you'd like to, or you can omit. I love that. Here's a Mediterranean chopped salad. This is a summer slaw. We're still in a big salad section here. We have a supermarket slaw, which I have to say sounds so good right now. I am desperate. I wish I had a magical power to just be like, here, I'm taking this out and I'm going to eat it. It is now real. Anyway, we have a Mediterranean grain salad. So I think we are now officially in our grain salad chapter. I'm not sure what the difference is. It just seems like one big salad cookbook with some other stuff in it. This is, let me see what this says. It is a spring grain salad is what that one is. It looks amazing. All right, we have here a roasted peppers and hominy. Delicious. Caramelized tomato and leeks with arugula. Beautiful. We even have this taco rice and beef, kind of like a salad cup option. Let me move forward a little bit to the dressing. So they've created a whole list of dressings, and I really like this because some people need less sugar in their diet. So salad dressings, especially when you buy them, are packed with sugar a lot of the time. Or maybe it's the vegan, like they need vegan dressing, or they need gluten-free dressing. So you can make these yourself and they still will taste really good and you don't have to spend money. So there's vegan Caesar, green goddess, peanut soy, lots of options here for you. So you can make your own salad dressing and then you can add or subtract things that maybe you would prefer and make your own very own salad dressing. Here we have a breads section. So there's a focaccia recipe here. Beautiful. And you can add, mix, match different things, which is nice. Garlicky phyllo bread. Yum. Za'atar bread. It's like a flat bread. And here we go. I think we have desserts. Okay, desserts. And we do have, I think, some kitchen basics towards the back. So here, let's look at some of these beautiful desserts. We have a cookie butter icebox cake. Very cool. Cheesecake stuffed chocolate cookies. Man. Another classic chocolate chip cookie. These look perfect. I don't understand. These look like the perfect chocolate chip cookie. Even the chocolate chips are just like perfectly on the top. That's crazy. Cookie butter blondies. Oh, man. And then one more I will find. We have a double chocolate zucchini bread. Yum. I really dig this cookbook. Like I love just hefty salads, especially springtime and summer coming up. And I don't know. I'm so excited. And it's great for seasonal eating. This is Come Hungry. This is by Melissa Ben Ashay. Definitely check this one out. This is a up and coming, amazing cookbook that people have been like dying to check out. All right, the next one that is another really exciting cookbook that people are excited about is Bake It Better. This is by Matt Adlard. This is so Matt has been on the Food Network. He's very well known in the UK and food industry for sure. So let's look at some of these. It is perfect. So there's a great introduction here. A lot of fundamental stuff, how to use this book. So he breaks down things like flour, eggs, things like even the cooking tools. So that's really handy. Step-by-step photos. So this is a really great cookbook if you are a baker or you are exploring baking. Highly recommend. Let's look at some of the dishes though. We have cakes first. There's a lot of great food photography in here. I mean, this is fantastic, right? I love it. So first one is a chocolate orange fudge cake. I didn't see a photo. Oops. Here, let's do the lemon and poppy seed tray bake. So this is all in metric, and personally, I like that more in baking. It just is more precise, and especially for somebody that bakes gluten-free a lot. So that's really handy. There's special equipment, directions, and a very small blurb here as to like where this recipe came from. And of course, our ingredients and the serving size. So it's pretty straightforward. All right, so we have this hazelnut brown butter financier cake. I don't think I said that right, but I think I'm fancy. Financier. All right, this is a chocolate chunk brownie recipe. This looks perfect. The fact that they just grabbed the middle one feels sinful. Why did you guys do that? Why? Pictures. This, oh my gosh, is a triple chocolate brownie finger. So instead of just a full brownie, you can just do a tiny little thing. You can even dip them. Yum. We have a My Dad's lemon tart, moving away from chocolate a little bit. This looks just perfection, right? It's just shiny, beautiful perfection. Decadent baked chocolate tart. These are Madeleines, and he's given us like different kinds of Madeleines, including this dark, like almost, I think it's entirely black Madeleine. Wow. So different ways of doing that. Strawberry and almond tart. So pretty. You can do little minis as well, which is really cool. Cardamom and orange custard tart. That is such a cool idea. It's so yummy. Oh, I need to make it. This is the most perfect latticed apple pie I think I've ever seen. So I'm really excited about that. It looks fantastic. Learning how to do that would be that would just be show-stopping for Thanksgiving time. Muscovado dark chocolate chunk cookies. So we have cookie recipes, all butter shortbread. These are not gluten-free vegan dishes, by the way. So you're going to have, if you need or have dietary restrictions, you're going to have to figure out some of those substitutes yourself. But for the most part, because everything's weighted, that's pretty easy to do. So I actually appreciate that. This looks like an amazing peanut butter cookie. Oh my gosh. Caramelized white chocolate cookies. What? Yum. All right, let's move on. We have macarons too. So cool. Different flavors that you can have. Ice cream sandwiches. Beautiful. Intense chocolate ice cream so you can make your own ice cream and cookies and make your own kind of combination. He also talks about different doughs. So that includes donuts and bread. So we have an everyday sandwich loaf. Oh, I have to show you guys the donuts. Donuts! Man, I want a donut. That sounds amazing. We have even Boston cream pie donuts. But there are some savory bread dishes in here too. There's this Tangson garlic dough ball. So that's a certain kind of baking technique. I actually used it not that long ago, and it is really interesting. It's like spongy. I don't know how else to describe it. It's a cool texture. We also have a multi-seed bloomer bread. Oat and flaxseed loaf. Perfect. And one more thing in the very back, we have a ton of the basics or some add-ons. So some of the cream, different doughs, that sort of thing. This looks phenomenal, right? Like evil, evil, evil. Chocolate Swiss meringue buttercream. Ah, I'm so jealous. So this is Bake It Better. If you want to learn how to bake, or if you want another new baking cookbook, I highly recommend checking this one out. It's got a lot of good, fun recipes, some step-by-step photos, and a great introduction chapter to get you started. All right, so the next cookbook I want to share with you today, I am so wordy. We're not going to get through all of them. I just want to show you guys some of the new ones. Oh, before more cookbooks, I want to share with you a few of these. So I have these glass storage containers. So it's a pack of 5. This I store some of my coffee in. It's really nice. It's a bamboo lid that keeps everything sealed and fresh. So there's different shapes and sizes. That one's kind of a shorter squat one. We have longer ones too. So for like pasta noodles, which is great. Sometimes we don't actually, oftentimes we don't eat everything in the box. So I need to put something, I don't want to keep the box. It doesn't keep the pasta fresh. We have other ones too that are a little smaller than the coffee one. You can put tea in this. There's so many ways of using this. I use this for Halloween this year, and I still haven't done anything else. And I have a cute little candle in here, and I was going to do a little floaty thing anyway. So those are really cool, and these are on sale for 23% off, $19.99. I just wanted to share that with you today. And we are going to move on to, oh no, did I not add some of the other ones here? No, the Korean barbecue cookbook I didn't add, but I want to share it. So hold on, I'm going to add it real fast to the list. It is Korean barbecue cookbook. I love Korean barbecue so much, so I really had to check it out. I didn't know about this. Add to stream. Okay, I think it registered. And there's another one too. It's Roast Revolution that I want to share with you guys too, because it is very good. So Korean barbecue. This is by, hold on, I'm also adding Roast Revolution, and I'm struggling here. Roast Revolution. So this is by Bill Kim with Chadra Ram. This is more than just Korean barbecue. There's a lot of great stuff you can use this book for. So here we go. There are 7 sauces in here that you can mix and match and add to certain things. Let's look at this together real fast. Here we have a lot of chapters. So if you've ever been to Korean barbecue before, you might be like, well, there's not like there's not a cookbook's worth of things at Korean barbecue. It's like, here's meat that's plain or some that's marinated and like 7 different sides. But this is a lot of cool stuff in here. So here's what this looks like. One thing that's really cool about this cookbook is that if you have made like a ton of chicken, like a roast chicken, it gives you options on how to actually use your leftovers, which I love that so much. There's a little history about our author, which is fantastic, but we have a breakdown in the beginning of like how you can cook Korean barbecue. You don't need that center grill like a lot of people think. You can actually roast things if you wanted to. Barbecue, like go outside and barbecue. So we also have some essentials that are in pantry essentials. First in this cookbook, though, we talk about seasonings and sauces. That's very important. So you have different barbecue sauces. This is great if you do have like a dietary restriction, you can substitute things out. So like if you've always wanted Korean barbecue, but you're like, oh, I can't have any of the marinated stuff, you can now marinate your own meat and do it in a way that doesn't hurt your tummy. So we have different sauces with different, descriptions of them. Here we have a list of how you can use this sauce and what recipes and their page numbers. Very handy. And here everything is in US measurements. It says how much it makes in total, and you can keep it on hand. If you're feeling really lazy, which I do often, you can just like throw some of the sauce on tofu and vegetables and have a side of rice and call it a day. I mean, like you can make it really easy, but really flavorful is what I'm trying to say. So we have a soy balsamic dressing sauce. We have a curry salt. There's this nuoc cham sauce. There's different, this magic paste, I guess, but there's other spices too, like spice blends, blackening seasoning. So sauces and seasonings in the beginning of the chapter and how you can apply those and what recipes they will probably go in that will be really good. First, we start with some sides, which is great. So this is a spicy crab dip. Again, US measurements. You'll see barely. So you'll see a tiny little square here. That refers to a sauce or a spice and the color associated with it so that you know it's in the cookbook. So it has a nuoc cham sauce and then a whole bunch of other ingredients you have to get, like cream cheese and chili flakes, that sort of thing. So, and then the directions really simple here. All right, this is a grilled shishito pepper with Korean pesto. Oh, Korean pesto. Yum. Okay, we also have here a Korean pork chop. That's cute. That's awesome. This here is a drunken barbecue lamb chop. I'm excited because I love in the summertime, not only do I love huge salads, but I like grilling and grilling vegetables and meat. So I'm excited for trying different marinades and different sides and all kinds of stuff for summertime. This is honey soy flank steak. We also have Korean beef satay. That looks amazing. For the most part, everything's really straightforward. There's no additional tips or tricks or like chef secrets in this book. So it's just as is, which is pretty great. Just grill it. But in the very beginning of the book, it does talk about the right temperatures for all the meat. So be really careful when you are like approaching meat when you're doing that. Barbecue shellfish and fish. So this is the sold buffalo shrimp. This looks amazing. Trout with citrus nuoc cham butter. Vegetables and tofu. So this is not just about barbecuing meat. There's a ton of these. Blackened barbecue tofu. And this looks really easy. All the work is really just making sure you have a sauce or a spice blend on hand. And you can kind of do whatever you want. Cauliflower steaks with Korean pesto. Oh my God. I'm going to die. That looks amazing. Grilled Chinese eggplant. There's even step-by-step photos for some of these dishes if there needs to be. Korean elotes, so a Mexican corn version of, or Korean Mexican corn fusion. We have kimchi salsa you can make, which sounds super good. You can just save some money and make your own. Here we have a Korean coleslaw dish. Yum. Hoisin baked beans with bacon barbecue crust. I love this so much. This is awesome. I can't wait for summer. Kung Fu your leftovers. So if you have leftover meat or vegetables, what can you do with those? You don't want to waste it. So they do talk about the different things you can do. You can put it in a stew, egg foo young. You can make a salad with it. You can make sandwiches as well. Salads. So they tell you how you can do that, which is awesome. With all of the sauces, you can make a rice bowl or a bean bowl. So very cool stuff. And then in the back, we have some desserts, not a ton. And I think some of them are even grilled. So like this grilled peaches dish here, it's like a grilled peach crepe. I got to find it. We have a Vietnamese coffee avocado, which is amazing. Asian sangria float. And one more here. This is the grilled peaches with cardamom crepes. Oh, man. So good. So check this out. This is Korean barbecue. There's a lot of awesome recipes in here, and I'm excited for it because I just like it screams summertime, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's only 36% off, so $17.99. Really, really good. All right. And then lastly, today, I'm going to go through Roast Revolution because I got this one. And I laughed because when I was growing up, roasts were not our favorite thing. In fact, it was like the thing we hated quite a bit. Or any oven, anything, casseroles, anything in the oven. It was like, I'm not sure what that's going to be like. But this just has made roast look awesome. And they even have like meatless dishes in here too, which is really good. So here we have, it's divided into fast roast, slow roasting, merry. So if you wanted to use some of these roasts for the holidays, including Easter, we have weekends, sides, treats and tipples, and menu suggestions in the back. Very helpful. In the beginning, it talks about the importance of making sure your meat is at the right temp. Or in vegetables is one thing, just make sure you're roasting them, but like, and that's usually more of a touch thing, but meat, make sure. So in the beginning, we have classic roast dishes. So first, this is a roast beef on the bone with beetroot, blood orange, and horseradish salad and cumin pumpkin whip. So what they've done is they've divided this into each separate section. So the salad recipe right here, the cumin pumpkin whip is right here, and then here is our roast beef recipe. Perfect. If you are really disorganized like me, this is awesome. It helps just compartmentalize everything. So you're like, okay, do I have everything for the pumpkin whip? So everything is in US measurements, and the instructions are pretty simple, but they aren't numbered, so just be aware. So this whole thing makes this entire table setting. So really, they've created an entire meal for you. You don't have to worry about anything else. It's right here. That's really, really handy. So here we have the ultimate veggie roast with pomegranate ketchup. You can make your own pomegranate ketchup right here. But look at how many ingredients are in here. They just tell you to pile on as many vegetables as possible. They're like, pick your favorites and roast them. Here is a lamb cutlet rack with pea and olive pistou and oven-dried and roasted tomatoes on charcoal flatbreads. Holy cow. That's beautiful, right? So these are some classic dishes, but we have here some other ones. This is the fast chapter. So if you want to do fast roasts, this is an oven-charred curry pork chop with green chili and coconut sambal. This looks really good. Like, I want to make this soon. It looks really tasty. Rosemary lamb neck fillets with herby grain bowls and charred tomato yogurt dressing. Lots of stuff in here for sure, but you can grab whatever you enjoy or things that you have time for, and then leave whatever else out if you wanted to. We have a whole roasted cauliflower with chimichurri sauce, farro and courgette salad, and pistachio labneh. All of it divided into separate sections, so that's really handy. You can mix and match too if you wanted to. We have this looks good. A mojo chicken with adobo black beans. And that's what this looks like here. Beautiful. All right. So a few more. We have a salmon inferno with caradoc salad. So this is a hot and spicy Asian salmon with Indonesian inspired salad. Ooh, yum. Then we have a slow chapter. So slow roasts. Some things are just better when they're slowly roasted. We have braised beef cheeks with olive and corn-topped polenta and salsa criolla. Beautiful. This looks pretty extensive. Garlic-infused slow roast leg of lamb and layered potatoes with charred lettuce and soused cucumber. Holy moly. My mouth is watering. I'm so hungry. A octopus plaki with almond, oregano, and lemon crumb. I mean, this picture is kind of stunning, right? Beautiful. All right. Ooh. A imam. Oh, no. Bialdi roasted aubergines with herby tahini yogurt and honey and sesame fried sagani cheese. Look at that. Some of these things I've never even heard of. I'm not going to lie. So let me triple check to see like how available some of these are. Some of these you might actually have to go to a saganaki. Oh, there is alternatives. It says halloumi is a good alternative. So that's good. So for the most part, it is accessible. It just sounds more fancy than, I mean, it is fancy. Anyway, moving on. Here we have some holiday celebrations for roast. This is awesome. So this one is, let me find it, a truffle roasted cockerel with Hasselback squash, marsala gravy, roasted carrots and kale with a sausage and freaking crumb and bread sauce. I mean, really, yum. This is a maple ginger turkey crown with sweet potatoes and devils on horseback. Wow. Okay, and then moving forward a little bit more, I think we're still in celebrations. Asian 5-spice lamb shanks with mushroom sticky rice and smashed Szechuan cucumber. This is what that looks like. That looks really stunning. Super tasty too. Slow roasted shin of veal with warm winter salad and herb and walnut dressing. Oh, and you could serve with the gnocchi blue cheese gnocchi, which sounds good. I'm gonna have to eat soon. Lots of beautiful recipes in here. If you do enjoy roasting and you want to learn how to use your oven a little bit more, and you can do so many different things with your oven, there's a lot of great recipes in here. And we do have some dessert. So this is a sticky spiced loaf cake with salted toffee sauce and roasted pears. Show-stopping desserts for sure. Chocolate pastry tart with chocolate creme chantilly, poached berries, and salted hazelnut praline. Beautiful. So if you are somebody that this is awesome. Like, I remember roasting vegetables when I was a kid, or even just meats, and it was like, oh, I don't know. I think it's a different time. Now we've got some cool stuff. Check out Roast Revolution. I highly recommend it. It's really, really cool. I just picked it up randomly, and I'm not like, this is awesome. If you are interested in any of these cookbooks, make sure to check out our Amazon live channel, which is going to be down here in this little ticker at amazon.com/live/cookbookdivas. There is a little carousel there that you can find, and you'll see all of the cookbooks I went through today. I appreciate y'all tuning in today. And if you are interested in cookbooks, make sure to tune in to our socials at Cookbook Divas. We do a lot of cool stuff over there. And Carrie has been amazing with her broadcast channels. So if you're interested in any cookbook news, definitely subscribe. Thank you so much for tuning in today. It means a whole lot. And we will see you in the next